Chinks in the India alliance armour. Trust deficit, self-serving, slow-moving. An alliance announced with fanfare, sputtering before takeoff. The fulcrum of the alliance, Congress, not living up to alliance Dharma. Nitish Kumar, the key architect of the alliance, disenchanted with the Congress.
कांग्रेस पार्टी को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए हम लोग सब एकजुट होकर काम कर रहे थे, लेकिन अभी उनको कोई इस सब चीज की चिंता है नहीं। अभी तो लगे हुए हैं 5 राज्य के चुनाव में, इसलिए 5 राज्य का चुनाव होगा, उसके बाद अपने सबको बुलावेंगे। आजकल कभी कोई चर्चा नहीं हो रही।
Cynicism echoed earlier by Akhilesh Yadav, Samajwadi Party.
समाजवादी पार्टी उत्तर प्रदेश की 80 लोकसभा सीटों में से 65 पे चुनाव लड़ेगी और 15 सीटें अपने गठबंधन के दूसरे दलों को देने का काम करेगी। समाजवादी पार्टी उत्तर प्रदेश में भारतीय जनता पार्टी को अकेले हराने में सक्षम है।
Omar Abdullah of the NC, vocal about his own alliance's fault lines.
इंडिया अलायंस की थोड़ी हालत पतली है, थोड़े अंदरूनी झगड़े जो हैं वो देखने को मिल रहे हैं जो शायद नहीं होने चाहिए। समाजवादी पार्टी और कांग्रेस के दरमियान एक लड़ाई सामने आई और दोनों कहने लगे कि हम यूपी में तमाम सीटों पर लड़ेंगे। ये इंडिया अलायंस के लिए अच्छी बात नहीं है।
Not accommodated in state elections, Samajwadi Party unilaterally decides on seat sharing in Uttar Pradesh in Lok Sabha elections 2024. Samajwadi Party has decided to fight on 65 seats and leaving 15 for the alliance. Congress neck deep in state elections, accused of soft peddling alliance talks. Partners impatient as Congress ignores alliance Dharma. India in distress or teething trouble. Top focus on To The Point this evening.
Good evening, viewers. You're watching To The Point. I'm Preeti Choudhry. So the moot question this evening is, of what we are witnessing, clearly disenchantment amongst the India alliance partners and primarily all of it guided towards what had to be the fulcrum of the India alliance, the Congress party. Is it just teething trouble or is this chinks in the India armour and will lead to more trouble, especially because there will not be much time left after the 5 state elections which are ensuing and will finish by the 3rd of December. Let's take it to our panelists this evening. Joining me is Ghanshyam Tiwari, Samajwadi Party spokesperson. He's going to be with us in just about a minute. Dr. Anshul Avijit, National Spokesperson, Congress. Dr. Guru Prakash Paswan, National Spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party. Rajiv Ranjan, Spokesperson, JDU. It's interesting because this debate is really not so much as the BJP versus India, but India versus the Bharatiya Janata Party. And that prompts me to ask the first question to Dr. Anshul Avijit. Dr. Anshul Avijit, let me, instead of posing a question, just quote from your own alliance partners. Omar Abdullah 2 days ago, India alliance की हालत बड़ी पतली है, अंदरूनी जो हालात हैं वो ठीक नहीं है. To what, or someone who has been the architect of your alliance, clearly mocking the alliance and saying, and not just the alliance, mocking your party, the Congress, saying हम सब ने एक इकट्ठा होकर, एकजुट होकर कांग्रेस को आगे बढ़ाया, पर अब कांग्रेस के पास वक्त नहीं है, 5 चुनाव के बाद देखेंगे जो होगा. To the Samajwadi Party, Anshul Avijit, where even without consulting you at the back of what's gone down in the state of Madhya Pradesh, has decided that they're going to fight on 65 seats. They've given out 15 for the alliance partner. That includes not just you, but others as well.
Preeti, like any other alliance, this alliance is also a work in progress. It develops, it's organic. Let me just tell you that the alliance is a stable one, it is a strong one, it is a resilient one. People love to write political obituaries. If there are differences between alliance partners, and why can't they be? They will be overcome. If there are challenges, they will be met. And what are the things that have been said? Even what Mr. Nitish Kumar said. This alliance was formulated at the national level. There have been 3 meetings. There's been 1 meeting in Mumbai, which was the latest one, in which an action plan was evolved. Before that, there has been an interregnum of sorts in which 5 state elections have come. That action plan will be implemented after these state elections will be over.
And you're actually, Anshul Avijit, all talks right now, as per the admission of your own alliance partners, are off till the verdict comes in on these 5 states, which is the 3rd of December. So you're actually telling us that an alliance is only going to be formulated in terms of, the flesh, blood and the sinew of the alliance will only be formulated in terms of seat sharing and how to go ahead post-December. You have an election in 3 months from then.
No. I am not saying that at all. I am saying talks are always underway. There is never a break.
But Anshu Lavijit, you are saying that, but your alliance partners are saying there are no talks.
Sorry?
But your alliance partners are saying there are no talks.
No, there are
you
always
put everything in the cold box till the 5-state election.
Let me just explain, Preeti. The 5-state elections in which Congress is in a pole position, I think it's about to win all of them. That is imminent. And because of that reason, it will strengthen the alliance itself.
Okay.
Because of that, because Congress is fighting those elections, because all the Congress leadership, all the functionaries, I've just returned from a hectic tour of Chhattisgarh, all are involved in these elections. And why not? Of course, they will be.
Okay.
These are critical elections
I'm
in the
sure
state.
Ghanshyam
But that
Tiwari
does not mean
right.
you're forsaking the national agenda for the state elections at all. They are parallel.
But I'm
they
quite
run
sure
side by
Mr.
side.
Rajiv Ranjan and Ghanshyam Tiwari don't quite concur, because what you're suggesting is it will strengthen the alliance. Many would turn around and say, no, sir, it's self-serving. It might strengthen you and your position within the alliance. Therefore, you're waiting. But I'll come right back, Anshu Lavijit. Let me bring
Nobody grudges one other party over the other. We don't grudge any other party if it strengthens itself, because that collectively strengthens the alliance itself. That's what it's meant to be, Preeti.
All right. Okay, I'll come right back to you. Let me just quickly bring in Guru Prakash Paswan, who's also joining us from the Bharatiya Janata Party. Dr. Paswan, the Congress can turn around and so can the other alliance partners and say at least there is democracy of being outright and forthright in criticizing our own alliance. That kind of privilege is not even accorded to half the alliance partners that you have, and those are very tiny and small.
Preeti, you have put up a very interesting question in your debate, in your introductory remarks, when you said that this might hurt the alliance Dharma. So the status of Dharma to any coalition was first given by Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, who ran a coalition, a successful coalition of more than 22 political parties, the first ever experiment in the democratic history of India. It was NDA. It had allies such as Farooq Abdullah ji, to DMK, to Mamta Didi, and so on and so forth. So to run an alliance, you have to respect your allies. But Congress, we need to understand, is structurally an arrogant, an elite and a feudal institution. It's a feudal political party. First you had Mr. Akhilesh Yadav, who is a leader of some resonance in Uttar Pradesh, being insulted by the Congress party. Former Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, son of Mulayam Singh Yadav, a very resounding OBC leader from Uttar Pradesh, he is insulted by the Congress party. Now, only yesterday, we saw Nitish Kumar, a very strong leader, being insulted by the Congress party. So you have to understand that the Congress leadership is not at all accommodative in any sense. They cannot tolerate dissent. They cannot have conversation. Mr. Nitish Kumar, who has been hailed as the architect of the India Alliance, is not being paid heed to. He has to come out in the public and say, address the grievances. So the Congress party is not ready to have a conversation with these allies, because Congress party inherently is a feudal organization. It is based on an elite order. And the insult of these OBC community, especially in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, is not going to go down well with the OBC segment living in these states. So you have to have discussion, you have to have conversation, you have to respect dissent. But nothing of that sort is happening in the Congress party. On the other hand, when you speak of NDA, NDA today is a successful coalition. NDA was not conceived today. NDA has been in operation for more than 25 years. On the contrary, India Alliance is a set of disparate political organizations whose only agenda is pursuit of power. By any means, there is no नीति. आपकी नीति क्या है किसी को नहीं पता है. There is no नेता. आपका नेता कौन है किसी को नहीं पता है. There is no सीटों का बंटवारा. कौन कहां कितने सीटों पे लड़ेगा किसी को नहीं पता है. There is absolutely a clarity of thought, a clarity of idea, a clarity of vision. So we have to understand, there is absolutely nothing of consequence in the India Alliance. So today, if Mr. Nitish Kumar, who is a tall leader of the OBC community, he is saying something, the Congress party must pay heed to. But unfortunately, they will not, because Congress party has a history of ignoring such allies. We all remember Sitaram Kesri, a OBC leader, a Congress president, was insulted in the Congress party. So Congress party historically has reflected no respect for the OBCs and the marginalized, and this is just another game of the Congress party.
All right, but Dr. Prakash, I'm going to come right back. Let me introduce our other guest, because you talk about the Vajpayee era of the NDA and you're bang on, but that template has been broken and remolded by the new era of the NDA, which is far, far very different than what was set by Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Dr. Paswan, and I would reckon you'd know that much better than I would. Just to take a quick, sharp view of who your alliance partners are now and in what capacity and what they were there. But that could very well be the brutality of the numbers that you have in Parliament. I just want to bring in the other guests quickly. Let's cut across right now to Rajiv Ranjanji, spokesperson JDU, and then we'll go to Ghanshyam Tiwari, who's having a bit of a problem with his audio. Can we please correct that? Rajiv Ranjanji, कटाक्ष तो साफ थी रंजन जी, जो कांग्रेस की तरफ थी, जो नीतीश कुमार जी ने बोला कि एकजुट कर कांग्रेस को इकट्ठा किया, बनाया, आगे बढ़ाया, पर अब कांग्रेस को कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं है बातचीत का, 5 चुनाव के बाद देखेंगे।
देखिए, सबसे पहले अभी अंशुल अभिजीत ने भी काफी हद तक इंडिया अलायंस को लेकर अपनी बातें रखी हैं। मैं पहले गुरु प्रकाश जी ने कुछ जो बातें कही उस पर मैं अपनी बात रखना चाहूंगा। उन्होंने अटल जी के उस दौर का जिक्र किया जिसमें हिंदुस्तान की एक खूबसूरत जो विरासत है इंडिया की पॉलिटिक्स की, उसकी चर्चा उन्होंने की। लेकिन जो नरेंद्र मोदी जी के दौर तक आते आते इंडिया अलायंस का हश्र क्या हुआ, ये देश को पता है। जो 4 संस्थापक सदस्य थे इंडिया के, शिरोमणि अकाली दल, शिवसेना, जनता दल यूनाइटेड, भारतीय जनता पार्टी, आज में से 4 में केवल भारतीय जनता पार्टी अकेली पार्टी बची। बड़ी पार्टियों की बात अगर करें तो एआईएडीएमके के जाने के बाद इनके पास, और मैं दोहराऊंगा इसलिए नहीं कि आपने खुद भी आपने ये कहा है कि ये एनडीए अलायंस जो उस दौर का था, आज वो तस्वीर नहीं है। इसके उलट देखिए, मैं ये कह सकता हूं कि मोम के पुतलों का अलायंस नहीं है। इंडिया अलायंस ऐसी पार्टियों का अलायंस है जिसके कई राज्यों में उनकी सरकारें हैं और कई राज्यों में वो प्रमुख विपक्षी दल है।
पर रंजन साहब, अलायंस का फायदा क्या अगर दिसंबर तक आपका अलायंस का जो मेन मुद्दा है वही सॉर्ट आउट नहीं होगा? 3 महीने में तो चुनाव है सर, क्या फायदा उस अलायंस का?
मैं वही कहना चाहता हूँ, इसके 2 हिस्से। ये सवाल अक्सर पूछा जाता है, इनका नेता कौन है, इनका काम क्यों नहीं आगे बढ़ा। लेकिन इससे अलग हट करके अगर भारतीय जनता पार्टी से पूछा जाए कि इनकी कोऑर्डिनेशन कमेटी क्या बन गई, क्या इनका कोई कन्वेनर बना, इन्होंने कोई मिनिमम जो न्यूनतम सहमति के कार्यक्रम, कॉमन मिनिमम प्रोग्राम कोई बनाया, तो इसका जवाब इनके पास नहीं होगा। लेकिन ये सवाल उलट करके हम लोगों के पास इसलिए आया कि ये स्वाभाविक है, नीतीश कुमार जी ने ये बातें, नीतीश कुमार जी के बयान के एक हिस्से पर तो सबकी दृष्टि है, लेकिन जो उन्होंने एक बड़ी बात कही कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी इस देश के इतिहास को बदलना चाहती है। विरासत और परंपराओं से अगर कोई पार्टी छेड़छाड़ कर रही तो 5000 वर्षों के हिंदुस्तान के साथ खिलवाड़ करने की इजाजत किसी को नहीं दी जा सकती है। आज देश का जनमानस उनके खिलाफ
जी, और
नीतीश कुमार जी इस अलायंस के एक तरह से सूत्रधार हैं। उन्होंने पूरे देश की यात्रा की, अलग अलग दलों के नेताओं से बातचीत जी। अब उन्हें ऐसा लगता है कि ये समय काफी कम है और इसमें जो लीड पार्टनर की भूमिका में कांग्रेस है तो उसकी प्रायोरिटीज 5 राज्यों के चुनाव हो सकते हैं, लेकिन बड़ी पार्टी के पास एक बड़ा लीडरशिप है।
तो चलिए, आप कह रहे हैं डेमोक्रेसी है और उनको कटाक्ष करने का पूरा हक है, एक सूत्रधार रहे हैं, पर जो आपने भाजपा के लिए कहा, देखिए सर 20 सेकंड में कंक्लूड करिए। घनश्याम तिवारी जी ने अभी तक कुछ नहीं बोला है, जल्दी कंक्लूड करिए।
केवल इतना कहना चाहता हूं, नीतीश कुमार जी ने ये कहा है कि देश की उम्मीदें इंडिया के साथ जुड़ी है, कांग्रेस को अपनी जवाबदेही का निर्वहन करना चाहिए और इंडिया की बैठकें शुरू हो, देश में रैलियां शुरू हो, कार्यक्रम आगे बढ़े और हमें विश्वास है इंडिया के साथ 140 करोड़ लोग हैं, इसलिए जीत हमारी हो।
चलिए, तो बातचीत तो शुरू हो. Dr. Abhijit, completely contradictory to what you said. You had Mr. Ranjan saying that there are no talks. At least start the talks. Ghanshyam Tiwari, I'll come down to you and I'll go back to Dr. Paswan and Dr. Abhijit Anshul. But Ghanshyam Tiwari, so has the Samajwadi Party now inked the deal for 2024 and handed over their seat distribution because clearly the Congress is not interested? 65 to 15?
Good evening, Preeti, to you, my fellow co-panelists and the viewers. Three things are important. One is that as my friend Guru spoke about NDA alliance, NDA is not even a benchmark of alliance. Look at the important national topics in debate today. Electoral bonds. Does NDA have any voice? Snoopgate. Does NDA have any voice? The India alliance together has been united on every important issue that faces the nation. So NDA is not a benchmark.
But Ghanshyam Tiwari, what NDA has is brute majority. So we can split hairs till the kingdom come, but what NDA has is brute majority, which you all are collectively hoping to aspire.
I'm sorry, I'm not able to hear. Maybe there's some problem with the audio.
Okay, Ghanshyam Tiwari, make your statement, then we'll cut across to the other guests. Go ahead, sir. Finish what you have to say. Can we correct? Okay, we're going to come back to Ghanshyam Tiwari. He's having an audio problem. Can we please correct Ghanshyam Tiwari's audio problem? Dr. Paswan, you wanted to make a point. Do come in, then we'll cut across to Dr. Abhijit Anshul.
No, Preeti, I have a problem with a word that you have used for 3 times, saying brute majority. I think NDA has today more than 300, almost 350 member of parliament. And the brute, the dictionary meaning of the word brute is a savagely violent man or animal. So when you or other press persons say that India is having a brute majority, it is the faith of the people of India. The people of India, they have voted and supported the NDA. I would not call it a brute majority, but the Ashirwad of the people of India. And that is a majority that we call. Giving it adjectives and giving it a color is not advisable, my humble opinion. Second, the sort of language, the sort of vocabulary which has been ongoing between Akhilesh Yadav and Congress party, words like chirkot, I think it's a perversion of political discourse in our country. आपने मुझे चिरकुट बोला, आप मुझे बड़ा नेता नहीं समझते हैं, तो इंडी अलायंस में ये जो चल रहा है ये राजनीतिक विमर्श के लिए ठीक नहीं है. It shows that the political discourse has come to such a low level. I think these people must come together. And Mr. Akhilesh Yadav, in Bhadohi only, he observed, I think 2 days ago, that Congress does not have the support of the backward classes. Congress के पास पिछड़ी जातियों का समर्थन नहीं है. So there is a lot of consensus building exercise that the Congress must do. And when you say that NDA alliance has come together, वो दूसरा दौर था, आज दूसरा दौर है, I think the people of India can decide that. Then we had majority. Today we have 350 plus member of parliaments. We are in government in more than 14-15 states. So I think let the people of India decide what kind of majority we have. What the India alliance people do, and I was listening to a political commentator only yesterday, they come together, वो साथ में आते हैं, चाय नाश्ता करते हैं और चले जाते हैं. कुछ भी कॉन्क्रीट, कुछ भी कॉन्सिक्वेंशियल निकल के नहीं आता है. जब लीडरशिप पे बात नहीं होगी, पॉलिसी पे बात नहीं होगी, विजन डॉक्यूमेंट पे बात नहीं होगी, कंसेंसस नहीं बनेगा, तो ये तो भारत की जनता देखती है. I think we need clarity on those issues. As far as NDA is concerned, 2014, 2019, we have a track record. Politics of performance has now become a permanent vocabulary in Indian politics. We have a leader. We have a track record. We have the performance. आपके पास क्या है ये प्रश्न तो खड़ा होता है. मुझे लगता है इस पर राजीव रंजन जी और इंडिया अलायंस के बाकी साथियों को जवाब देने की आवश्यकता है.
All right, Dr. Paswan, you talk about political vocabulary, you talk about political analyst. Brute majority is a word which is very often used, not in a negative connotation, sir, but in a connotation of absolute majority where you talk politics. Just my humble submission. You gave yours, I'm giving you mine. Let me also cut across to Dr. Abhijit Anshul, who's also joining us. Dr. Anshul, the fact is you have 2 of your alliance partners who have now turned around and say, yes, you need to focus on those 5 elections, but start the talks. December is going to be too late.
Well, first of all, Preeti, I mean, the word that you use, brute majority, I mean, I think you used an absolutely apt word.
But
and what
okay, Dr. Anshul, it's not about brute majority.
But
it's about what you aspire to get, which is brute majority, which you will not get as per your own alliance partners if you don't assist them. Go ahead,
but
sir.
also the other attributes of this word, which my friend Guru alluded to, seem to be absolutely correct as well. So, all in all, excellent use of words. But let me get to the point. Let me give you an example of UPA-1, an exemplar, a model of an alliance that actually worked. The NDA, which Guru talked about, was peddling India shining for 5 years. And that got completely rejected by the electorate. And then you had a government, which was an alliance, a Gathbandhan, in which you had far-reaching socio-economic programs. You had a robust growth rate to the extent that it got re-elected again, right? So these are the examples that do exist within the opposition where they have worked. So, to completely writing obituaries, to exaggerate statements, to keep saying that, well, what is happening? Somebody has said this, things will be said. As I said, these are works in progress. There are meetings. What does the BJP
Dr.
know
Anshul
about consensus
Abhijit, you
and
have the
consultation?
Samajwadi Party, you have the NC on record, you have the JDU on record saying that you're making no progress. All you're interested in is self-servience, especially in the eye of the 5 elections. 20 seconds, sir. We'll cut across to Ghanshyam Tiwari.
Sometimes things are said. It does not be. Things were said even in the UPA-1, right? It was a hugely successful alliance. Despite alliance partners breaking away on a number of issues, it did not matter because we served the people and we gave a healthy economic growth rate. These guys have thrown the economy under the bus. Look at the berozgari, look at the mahungai, look at what is happening.
But Dr. Anshul Abhijit, small difference between the UPA and the India alliance. The UPA was in power, and at that point of time, once again, to pun on the word, you had brute majority. You don't right now, which I want to quickly cut
we
across
had
to
206 seats when we came back. Before that, we even had less.
But you're in a different space, sir. Many would say, get up and smell the coffee. Okay, now, Ghanshyam Tiwari, I want to, if you can hear me better, Mr. Tiwari, I want to once again come back. The Congress still soft peddling on talk, soft peddling on what is the meat of this alliance, which is seat sharing 2024. You seem to have inked the deal already.
Well, 3 quick things, Preeti. One, you spoke about brute majority. BJP is used to Brutus majority, where they find a Brutus in Shiv Sena, they found a Brutus in Madhya Pradesh, in the Congress party, and created a majority. That aside, NDA is not a benchmark of any alliance. Even since the India alliance has been formed, it is the NDA that has lost a major ally, which is AIADMK. And the alliance partners in NDA, you cannot name them. Nobody knows. The people do not know. On national agenda such as electoral bonds, Snoop Gate, we don't hear a single voice from the alliance partners. So NDA is not an alliance. It is a mukhota. It is a jumla. As far as the India alliance is concerned, it is fair to criticize the alliance on the basis of the various commentary that has come from Nitish Kumar ji or Akhilesh Yadav ji, SP versus Congress. It's a fair criticism, and I think that Congress party as a major stakeholder in this alliance has to reflect on that why the alliance is seen fighting within itself in Madhya Pradesh. Why is there no progress after multiple steps that have been taken? Yes, that nation is awaiting the results of these 5 state elections, and Congress is a serious
Food for thought, Dr. Anshul Abhijit, please hear in your own alliance partners, very vocal on this show as well. Dr. Paswan, I want to bring you in. Sorry?
I would say that is the strength of the alliance for people.
All right, okay. We don't know that yet.
Together.
Okay, we don't know that yet. Dr. Paswan, please respond to Ghanshyam Tiwari, who says that the NDA is farcical. It is the BJP, where your alliance partners, even though they are very small and minuscule, don't have a voice.
No, I think when my friend Anshul spoke of UPA-1, and we all very well remember the allocation of portfolio scandal that happened, कि किसको कौन सा पोर्टफोलियो देना है ये फोन पे तय हो गया था, तो UPA-1 के अलायंस धर्म की सुंदरता तो पूरे देश ने देखी थी. आपकी अलायंस की विशेषता क्या थी वो पूरे देश को पता है. तो यूपीए के अलायंस दौर में हम ना जाएं तो अच्छा रहेगा. And as far as you also commented upon the status of economy, India is today the 5th largest economy, $3.5 trillion economy. So the people of India will decide that. जहां तक घनश्याम जी की बात है, हम उनको बता देना चाहते हैं that there is a difference of opinion. Anupriya Patel spoke on caste census. There are different political parties having different opinions on caste census. So there is absolutely preposterous to suggest or to comment that there is no dissent in NDA. NDA today is an alliance of more than 26 political parties. Historically, in the Indian political lexicon, the term coalition dharma was introduced by NDA. And Mr. Nitish Kumar, I think Mr. Nitish Kumar is an example of the NDA alliance. Nitish Kumar's political existence he owes to the NDA. It was because of NDA that he became the Chief Minister of Bihar. So I think Mr. Nitish Kumar or his party has no locus standi or moral authority to speak on the alliance dharma. It was because of NDA, it was because of the grace and the blessings of late Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji that he became the Chief Minister of Bihar. So I think as far as NDA is concerned, our alliance, our leadership, our policy is very specific, very focused. There is absolutely no clarity in the NDA alliance.
All right, Rajiv Ranjan ji, 20 seconds sir, show close करना है. क्या advice दे जाएंगे डॉक्टर अंशुल अभिजीत जी को?
देखिए, अंशुल अभिजीत जी को मैं कुछ नहीं कहना चाहूंगा. अंशुल अभिजीत जी जिस पार्टी को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं, वो भावनाओं को समझ सके, ये अलायंस के इंटरेस्ट में ज्यादा बेहतर होगा. लेकिन मैं एक बात जरूर कहूंगा, भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने नीतीश कुमार जी को खड़ा नहीं किया है. वो बिहार आंदोलन के गर्भ से उपजे हैं. लोकनायक जयप्रकाश नारायण के आंदोलन से उनका जन्म हुआ है और नीतीश कुमार जी की वजह से आपकी सरकार बनी. और जब नीतीश कुमार जी नहीं रहे तो आप करारी शिकस्त के शिकार. तो नीतीश कुमार जी बिहार की राजनीति के एक ऐसे चेहरे हैं जिनके इर्द गिर्द अलायंसेस पिछले 2 दशक से
2014 में क्या हुआ था जरा देख लीजिएगा.
अच्छा चलिए, शो का वक्त खत्म हो रहा है. घनश्याम तिवारी जी, apologies, your audio line wasn't fixed, so we couldn't barely got you, but we leave it at that. But trust us, there are going to be so many debates on this one, especially as elections 2024 close in right now. Great sense of disenchantment from the alliance partners of the India alliance for what is to be the alliance leader, the Congress. Just not interested is what the charge is.